Isaiah Eyione was an educationist with a love for driving. When he could no longer make ends meet with his regular job, he saved up and started a transport business on the side. Now he is a general manager of Delta Transport Services Limited. He controls and keeps Deltaline, the state's transit buses and taxis, running.
My passion is to actually get Deltaline to become the best transport company in Nigeria. To do that, we are planning to get terminals all over the country. Already we have terminals, but some are not too befitting. But we are trying to get a befitting terminals. In the next 5 years, we will be there. In all the major cities in the country, we'll have a befitting terminals.
Deltaline, under Isaiah, manages 150 buses of the 390 units bought by the state government to ease transportation in the state, especially in rural communities.
These 150 buses is spread across the local governments in the northern area of the state. The villages are all touched, and every individual are enjoying the dividends of democracy as it is. Because transportation, we force private individuals to bring down the transport fare, because in some areas where they were paying 300 naira before, we now bring it down to 150, so that the poor masses can have access to not just transportation, but transportation with a good moving vehicle, air-conditioned buses.
Yeah, these are the Delta State City buses, and these buses are here to be distributed to Nigerian Union of Road Transport Workers and other private sectors. And the boxes are actually air-conditioned, and they are 18-seater buses, Toyota buses.
Another major player in the transport sector of Delta State is Agofura Motors. John Obidi is the general manager here. He has been a business administrator for 25 years now. John is now in charge of this company with almost 1,000 vehicles, including 150 Delta State-owned buses. He said he is out to prove that the transport business is not just for touts.
Transportation is a profession. I love my profession as a transporter and as a management staff. And I like to prove to those people that thought that most transporters are touts. I want to prove to them that transportation could be modernized.
Transport operators in Delta State believe the government can do more by providing soft loans and increasing the number of buses on the roads, while also paying closer attention to road maintenance.
The roads in Delta State, Nigeria at large, is one, the roads are bad, and this has effect on vehicle maintenance. Because if vehicles ply good roads, you rarely find vehicles in workshop.
All we are applying to government is to invest more in the venture, because there are some villages that we've not gotten to, although the governor promised that in the third phase is going to provide more vehicles to reach out to every towns and villages in the state. We want everybody to enjoy what others are enjoying.
Every community requires one road or the other. If you go to any community now, the first priority they are likely to demand from government is road. There is a challenge of prioritizing resources of government in such a way so as to satisfy other sectors and at the same time meet the excessive demand that the transport sector brings upon government by way of building road infrastructure. And of course, bridges. You know, we're in a riverine part of the state. About 40% of Delta State is in the riverine area. And you cannot have a state that is bifurcated by river and expect to have unity. Because what brings unity, one of the things that brings unity is interaction. And interaction is encouraged and supported by communication. Yes, apart from the telephone communication, people also need to meet and interact physically. So the last administration thought about unity bridges. There you have the Bamodi Bridge. You have the Olomu Okpari Bridge. You have the Omadino Bridge. Now, we now have the Odeshikiri Bridge. All of building bridges is very expensive. So we have the challenge of funding most of these projects. Luckily, the Okpari Bridge is completed, so that free us of financial strain with respect to that. The Bamodi Bridge, of course, is also completed, but there's a demand for extension of the road to other villages. So we have that problem, but it's being solved by collaborating with NDDC. The Shekiri Transatlantic Bridge is ongoing, so we have fund problem. These are challenges that are real at this time, particularly when you have a depressed economy all over the world.
Transport companies now control hundreds of buses and taxis, providing employment for about 800 people across several rural communities. One such person is Augustine Okonji. He has been driving since he was 13. Now 24 years, married and 4 children later, he believes things are looking up.
Our road is good. One. Then, like now, Aboro don't used to disturb us in Delta State, or less Lagos. Then 2, all those police people some used to check us, some don't check us like that.